I hate to admit it, but I'm a fast food guy, and the reality is it's convenient. So convenience does not equal healthy a lot of times. What I've found is that convenience is just that. It's convenience. It takes the process of planning and preparing and consuming food or lunch or dinner off my plate at the expense of I'm not tracking calories. So ultimately, over time, what happens when you don't track calories is it adds up to pounds around the waistline. From a business perspective, my friends, let me tell you a quick story. Marketing for me, in my business of financial advisory services like investments, financial planning, insurance, marketing is 80% of the work. We all have to market. So we all struggle with marketing as small business owners. We all struggle with the things that we know that we need to do, but we just don't find the time to do them. And so for me, one of the things that I struggle with is making my lunch. So I was stopping at Arby's today, which Arby's is one of my favorite fast food restaurants. As I was sitting in the drive-through line, looking at the menu, it just clicked with me. A lot of our businesses don't get the sales that we desire because the product is hard to visually represent. In my line of work, it's hard to visually put up a picture of, the success of my clients because I'm restricted with types of marketing I can do and different things of, hey, I know I took this individual's account from X dollars to X dollars through various financial strategies like investing or tax savings. But I can't say that because my hands are tied around rates of return and certain things and how I present that to the consumer. And so, I've had to figure out a way to market my business in a way that is relatable to the consumer, and it's hard. I'm not selling a hamburger, I'm not selling a roast beef sandwich. Ultimately, I'm selling a long-term relationship. If I was in the fence business, I would just post a before and after picture of, hey, this is my field without the fence, and this is my field with a fence. Let me know if you want me to build one for you, and I'll be happy to do it. It's a wooden fence. Maybe it's a metal fence. Maybe it's a barbed wire fence, but you see what I'm saying? They can see the difference between before and after. So, for me, for a financial advisor, it's hard to present that as, hey, this is a before you work with me, this is a after you work with me. But for a financial advisor that's just getting started, it can be difficult to figure out that language, figure out that marketing, but for a visual-based product business owner, it's just, fencing or some type of grass cutting, it's easier. I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking different types of businesses. But marketing for some businesses comes easier depending on what your product is, depending on what your offer is. So the point is, when I pull up to that drive-thru and I see a picture of a Big Mac or a roast beef sandwich or something, I'm seeing what I'm going to get with my eyes. So it's just a different product. You got to figure out how you want to present your business either as a visual product-based business or non-visual based business. It's a different result. And so that's what I figured out is I was eating my Arby's roast beef sandwich is that I go through the drive-thru, I look on the menu, I see the pictures, and I'm like, you know what? I want a roast beef sandwich. I made a decision off of what I wanted solely off the pictures, what was on the billboard. Are you promoting your business in stories or in a way that you can repeatedly use that story in another client process or another individual? Back to the Arby story. So I got my sandwich while driving out. I could turn to the left or I could turn to the right. I said, okay, got my sandwich. Do I turn to the left? Is a whole lot easier. I can go to the stoplight and then pull out and probably not get T-boned. But if I turn right, then I'm exposed to oncoming traffic. I'm already distracted because I got a roast beef sandwich in my hand, which is the easier route to take, but ultimately the problem is I'm exposed to danger. So I'm thinking, hey, I've got a wife, I've got a kid, I've got to figure out what's the easier path, what's the safer path for my life. And it's the same thing, doesn't matter your business, there's risk. It's depending on which route you take. But human psychology, human nature, is that we choose the path of least resistance. From a consumer perspective, it's the same thing. They're going to choose the path of least resistance. Not all, but definitely the majority. Doesn't matter. If your product, your advisory service, your offer is better than the rest of them, they're going to choose what's in and front of them, and what is least resistant to them, and what is desirable to them based off of what they saw. Could be a commercial, could be a marketing billboard, But ultimately, I don't want to get T-bone, so I took the safe route. You have to figure out, are you presenting your offer in a way that is least resistant? It is safe for the consumer. You can see a before and after picture. Or you can make sure that the offer is visually appealing. So they can see it, they can see what they're buying, they can see what they're gonna get. You have to be able to communicate that in a way that is effective and communicate it in a way that is desirable. I like horsey sauce, baby. I like that Arby sauce. I like the ketchup on my French fries. I know what I'm gonna get every time, and the consumer does too. You gotta figure out, hey, how can you put your business in front of the consumer easily, desirable, make it fit into their lifestyle? And if you can answer those 3 questions, marketing got a whole lot easier for you. Subscribe for more content.